Hello, and welcome to this video module on investment banking analyst programs. What does a banking analyst do? Analysts are entry-level investment banking professionals, most commonly hired upon graduation from college. Recruiting actually happens during senior year of college. There's a recruiting season, typically fall of senior year. There'd be some information sessions. We'll get into this later, with hiring happening winter into spring and jobs starting usually in the July-August timeframe. Morgan Stanley's website says this about investment banking analysts. From initial public offerings to mergers and acquisitions, analysts are exposed to different components of the investment banking business. Analysts see firsthand how a global capital markets group functions and learn hands-on how to model complex financial scenarios. Analysts develop a comprehensive skill set, including financial modeling, valuation techniques, and strategic planning. Analysts become masters of multitasking, usually working on several assignments simultaneously. And if you've been with us for this whole course, you'll see that I've bolded financial modeling and valuation techniques, as we spent many videos reviewing those really the crux of what investment bankers, especially the junior level, do. I recommend that you take a look at what other banks have to say on their websites. Look at the career sections. Goldman Sachs has a great one. Really good resources there on interviewing. Credit Suisse has a whole bunch of information. Deutsche Bank as well. Citigroup has resources about resumes and interview questions. And that Morgan Stanley site already quoted has a list of interview questions, actually has an information session video on hand, and has a recommended reading list for those who are interested in finance. Basically, daily publications such as Wall Street Journal and magazines like Fortune and Forbes. Most analyst programs are 2-year job commitments. Some analysts are then asked to remain on for a 3rd year, which can sometimes lead to an eventual promotion to the associate title, basically the next rung up in the investment banking hierarchy. Many analysts move on after 2 years, commonly go into an MBA program or other jobs in finance, such as venture capital, private equity, hedge funds, or even what they call business development, basically working in the corporate finance department of an operating company, possibly evaluating acquisitions or fundraising. Some people choose to exit finance altogether. Let's take a look at the hiring process for analysts. The college recruiting season includes a few key steps. Info sessions, usually held on campus or at offices in the fall, and as I mentioned earlier, there's you can see a sample online. That usually leads to an applicant, if the applicant is interested in what he or she hears and likes the bank, likes the potential for working there, submitting an application. And many of the banks nowadays have either an online application process or something that goes through a college campus recruiting office. Sometimes it's just as simple as a resume and cover letter. That would then lead to, if all goes well, an on-campus interview. Or those who aren't at a campus that has on-campus interviewing may be invited to interview at an off-site. But that's usually a single 30-minute interview. And if all goes well there, the candidate will be invited to what's called Final Round or Super Saturday, which is a series of 4 to 8 30-minute interviews happening over the course of a single day. And we're going to go over these interview processes in future video modules. What are the banks looking for in a candidate? Basically, the banker, the hiring professional needs to answer 3 main questions. Are you smart enough? Can you handle the workload? And are you fun to be around? And it's important to note that are you smart enough and can you handle the workload are 2 different items. They want to know in terms of handling the workload that you know what you're getting in for. Long hours, lots of work, some kinds of grunt work or sometimes menial work. Working weekends, being really subject to putting your job as one of the top priorities in your life. And the fun to be around is a big issue as well. As I mentioned, the hours, you're going to be spending a lot of time with people in the office, a lot of time with people even traveling, and it's not ideal for those who don't get along well with others. Surprisingly, a finance background is not essential in terms of your studies. Demonstrating your potential to learn finance and excel in it is essential. And one more time from the Morgan Stanley website, what they're looking for in a candidate is someone with excellent quantitative and analytical skills, comfortable working with financial data, those who are driven to achieve results and perform well under pressure, team players, those who are able to manage multiple projects simultaneously, people who can articulate complex ideas simply, and those who are committed to excellence in work with high professional and ethical standards.